Okay, true crime fans, are you ready? Based on a true story is back.
Back for season 2, premiering November 21st on Peacock.
Yeah, November 21st, so soon.
That cliffhanger ending from season 1, though, wow.
Right. Nobody saw that coming, but, for those who haven't seen it yet,
Yeah.
highly recommend catching up on season 1.
Definitely. Before you jump into all the new craziness,
Absolutely. You really need to.
it's a must-watch.
If you love dark humor
Oh, yeah.
mixed with all the thrills of a true crime mystery.
Absolutely. Season 1, we were introduced to Ava and Nathan, a struggling couple in LA,
Right.
and they stumbled upon this shocking secret.
What was it?
Their plumber, Matt,
Yeah.
is the Westside Ripper.
The Westside Ripper.
Instead of turning him in, they saw an opportunity,
Oh,
a
yeah.
chance to turn their lives around
Whoa.
by starting a true crime podcast.
A true crime podcast with the killer.
With the killer himself.
Talk about a risky move.
Yeah, risky is an understatement.
And of course, things got totally out of control.
Right.
Their podcast, went viral.
Viral, yeah.
And then more murders happened.
More murders, yeah.
And by the end of the season,
Oh, man.
everyone was caught in this web of, lies and deceit.
So good, though.
It really makes you think.
Yeah, doesn't it? It's like the show is satirizing our obsession with true crime.
Totally.
Yeah.
Where's the line between, reporting and exploiting these real-life
It's
tragedies?
an entertainment.
It
Exactly.
really makes you think, but it's also, so entertaining.
Oh, for sure.
The characters are just, so well developed.
So good.
And those plot twists, oh my God.
They keep you guessing right to the very end.
Yeah. And Ava's ambition, Nathan's moral conflict, and then Matt.
Oh, my God, Matt.
So chilling.
His charisma.
Right.
It all makes for such a captivating story.
And that cliffhanger. I mean, whose blood was that splattered all over their new beach house?
Right.
I need to know.
The season 2 trailer, it gives us a few clues,
Okay.
but it also raises more questions.
Even more.
Way more.
Like,
Well, it seems like the Westside Ripper is back.
Uh,
Or at least someone is doing copycat murders.
oh, wow.
And it kind of seems like it might be Matt.
What? But didn't he?
That's what they want you to think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But here's the thing. Ava and Nathan,
Yeah.
they're parents now.
A baby.
Yeah.
Wow.
Adds a whole other layer to their already crazy lives.
How do you balance hiding a serial killer with, diapers and feeding?
I know. And if things weren't complicated enough already,
Yeah.
Ava's sister, Tori,
Oh, Tori, yeah.
she's dating Matt.
She's dating Matt. Are you kidding me?
Nope, that's what the trailer shows.
This is insane.
It's going to be good.
I can't wait.
It's like the show creators, they know how to just weave together these crazy personal dramas
Yeah.
with the suspense of this murder mystery, you know?
Yeah.
It's really good. Keeps you hooked.
Totally hook.
And that ending of the trailer with someone covered in blood.
Oh.
Who is it? Matt, Nathan, Ava. Someone new entirely.
I need answers.
We'll have to wait and see, but honestly,
Yeah.
I have a feeling season 2 is going to be even wilder than the first.
Really?
Way wilder.
Okay, so before we get into all the season 2 theories,
Yeah.
let's rewind a bit
Okay.
and revisit some key stuff from season 1.
Yeah, it might give us clues about what's to come.
Exactly. Remember how Ava and Nathan's marriage was already, kind of strained?
Oh, yeah, even before Matt entered the picture.
They were in debt. Their dreams were fading.
They weren't even communicating.
Exactly. They were on the verge of a breakdown.
And then, bam,
Bam.
their plumber is a serial killer.
Life can change so fast.
Right. Suddenly their boring lives are a twisted reality show.
Crazy. And their plan, however nuts it was
Yeah.
driven by this desire for a better life, right?
Totally. Desperate times, desperate measures.
The fame, the fortune from the podcast.
And Ava's obsession with true crime.
She was all in, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
And Nathan's ambition too, right?
Oh, yeah, he might have been hesitant at first. But he got caught up in the excitement.
The podcast's success.
Exactly. And, he's a complex character.
He is.
Torn between his conscience and this desire for recognition.
Yeah, I get that struggle.
It's relatable.
Even if the stakes aren't quite so, murders.
Aha, exactly.
Right. And then there's Matt, the master manipulator.
Oh, Matt.
He
Yeah.
was always one step ahead,
Always.
using his, charm and intelligence to get what he wanted.
He knew how to work Ava and Nathan.
Totally.
Remember that scene at CrimeCon?
Oh, yeah.
Where he staged that stunt
Yeah.
to make the podcast more popular?
So messed up.
But brilliant.
Yeah.
It makes you question things.
I was like, why are we so fascinated by this stuff?
Exactly. based on a true story, it really challenges us,
Yeah.
It blurs those lines between what's real and what's entertainment.
It's one of those shows that makes you think
And entertains you.
at the same time.
Totally. And that ending with Ruby's murder.
And Simon showing up.
I know.
Talk about a cliffhanger.
Talk about a cliffhanger.
The stakes just got so much higher.
Didn't they?
Ruby's death, it was a turning point, I think.
Yeah.
It was like a reminder of what Ava and Nathan's choices could really lead to.
What they were really involved in?
Yeah.
Scary.
And Simon walking in, seeing them covered in blood.
Covered in blood.
Oh my gosh. Will they get caught? Will Matt come after them? What about the baby?
So many questions.
It's gonna be good.
The possibilities are endless, and that's what makes season 2 so exciting.
We're all on the edge of our seats waiting to see what happens.
Exactly.
Now, before we jump into all the fan theories,
Right.
I think it's important to really look at the characters themselves.
Oh, yeah, their motivations, their relationships.
That's what makes Based on a True Story so much more than just another thriller.
Way more. Their psychological complexities.
They're not just like cookie-cutter characters,
Definitely not. They're flawed, relatable, and sometimes kind of terrifying.
Yeah, that's what makes them so interesting.
They feel real, like they're dealing with real problems.
Even though they're in totally absurd situations.
That's what makes it so good. It's so grounded.
So grounded, yeah.
Even though it's completely bonkers.
Exactly. So let's start with Ava.
Okay.
What do you think is really driving her? Is it ambition? Or is there something more to it?
It's complicated, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, on the surface, yeah, she's ambitious.
Right.
She's tired of being overlooked, tired of struggling financially.
She wants more.
She wants recognition, success.
You can definitely see that in her career,
Oh, yeah.
Being a realtor in L.A. is cutthroat.
It's rough out there.
She's frustrated, for sure.
But then there's that fascination with true crime,
Right.
It's not just entertainment for her.
What is it?
It's like she wants to understand the dark side of human nature.
The why.
Yeah, the motivations behind these horrific acts.
Right. She wants to know why.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
It's like she's trying to find control in this world that feels so out of control,
That makes sense.
By immersing herself in these true crime stories, she's trying to make sense of the darkness, to find some kind of order in the chaos.
It's like she's looking for answers to questions most people don't even want to ask.
Exactly. And that decision to start the podcast with Matt,
With Matt,
it's like an extension of that.
she's not just watching anymore, right?
She's not just observing. No, she wants to get closer.
To the killer.
Yeah, to understand his mind.
Maybe she's drawn to danger.
Maybe. There's definitely a thrill-seeking element there, yeah.
Like she needs that adrenaline rush.
But I think it goes deeper than that.
Deeper.
It's about pushing boundaries, testing limits, confronting the darkness head-on.
Wow.
She's a much more complex character than just an ambitious wife.
Right. So much more.
Ava is struggling with who she is, where she fits in the world.
Okay, I'm seeing that now.
The podcast, as messed up as it is, it offers her an escape from reality.
From her boring reality.
Exactly. And a chance to step into this world that's exciting, dangerous,
She's trading one kind of boredom for another.
but with much higher stakes.
Way higher?
And can she handle the consequences?
That's the question.
As we saw in season 1, getting too close to the darkness, it can have devastating effects.
Definitely can.
No doubt.
Speaking of consequences, let's talk about Nathan.
Nathan, yeah, he's constantly battling his conscience.
Trying to do the right thing, but always getting tangled up in those lies.
He's such a contradiction.
The most conflicted character on the show.
Absolutely. He's got this strong moral compass.
But he's so flawed.
Deeply flawed.
He tries to be the good guy.
You can see the cracks, though, right?
Yeah, especially when his ambition starts to show.
I think his past plays a role.
As a tennis player.
Yeah, he failed, and it messed with him.
He never reached his potential.
Exactly. And the podcast, it gives him a chance at the fame he always wanted.
That he missed out on.
Right, and you see how he gets swept up in it all?
He was hesitant at first.
So hesitant.
But then he starts to like the attention.
Oh, he loves it.
The validation.
He's finally good at something.
Even if it's all based on lies.
Yeah, Missy, right.
And being married to Ava, she's even more ambitious than he is.
Doesn't help, does it?
It's like a constant competition between them.
A tug of war.
They love each other.
They're always trying to outdo each other.
Yeah, like subconsciously.
It's fascinating.
It is. And then the baby comes along.
Oh, that baby.
Adds a whole new layer of complexity.
You're sure.
You'd think a baby would, like, ground them.
You'd think them stability.
Make things simpler.
Yeah, but it seems to do the opposite.
The opposite.
It's like the pressure of being parents.
Yeah.
It just pushes them closer to the edge.
It makes them even more desperate for success.
And Matt, he knows how to use that, right?
Oh, yeah. Matt knows.
He's the master manipulator.
He preys on their weaknesses.
Pushes their buttons.
Gets them to do what he wants.
He's like a puppet master.
Pulling their strings.
Leading them further and further down this dark path. And then the writers, they did something really smart.
Wow.
They made Matt start dating Ava's sister, Tori.
Tori.
Way. That is messed up.
Right. It's like this tangled web of relationships.
And it's just going to get more complicated.
Oh, yeah. Explosive even.
Yeah.
Matt is tightening his grip, making it almost impossible for them to escape.
So as we go into season 2,
Yeah.
the big question is, can Nathan break free?
Can he break free from Matt? From his own ambition?
Can he reclaim his moral compass? Or will he just sink deeper into this darkness?
It's classic good versus evil, right?
But based on a true story, it's never that simple.
It's never black and white.
You're never quite sure who to root for.
Exactly, and that's what keeps you hooked.
Hooked, for sure.
Which brings us to Matt.
The puppet master himself.
What makes a serial killer tick?
It's the age-old question, right?
It is. What drives him to do these awful things?
There's no easy answer.
No easy answer at all.
But with Matt,
Yeah.
we see a few things.
Well, he's obviously intelligent.
Super smart.
And he's charismatic.
And charming.
But he has zero empathy.
None.
And no remorse.
Classic psychopath.
Classic.
He can charm and manipulate people.
But he feels no guilt.
None whatsoever.
It's scary.
It is scary.
He seems to actually enjoy killing.
The power it gives him over his victims.
It's fascinated by the notoriety.
Well, yeah, he loves the attention.
Remember that scene at CrimeCon?
The stunt.
Yeah, he was loving it.
Thriving.
Even though it put him at risk.
He's a showman, you know?
Yeah, the world is his stage.
And the podcast is just a bigger stage for him.
To share his twisted worldview.
It's disturbing, but also kind of fascinating, right?
How he turns murder into entertainment.
And it raises questions about us.
About society.
Why are we so obsessed with this stuff?
What does it say about us?
This big questions.
Based on a true story, it tackles these questions head on.
It does.
It's not just about murder. It's about us. About humanity.
The choices we make, the consequences we face.
It's entertaining, but it makes you think.
Really makes you think.
And that's rare.
Super rare.
Before we wrap up,
Yeah.
I want to talk about the satire.
The satire. Oh, yeah.
It's what makes, based on a true story, so much more than just a typical thriller.
It's sharp, insightful.
It's like a commentary on our obsession with true crime and how the media feeds it.
Totally. It's holding up a mirror to us.
Saying, look at yourself.
This is what you're consuming.
This is what you think is entertainment.
Powerful stuff.
And it doesn't shy away from the ethical questions either.
Oh, no. It dives right in.
Is it okay to profit from real-life tragedies?
Where's the line between reporting and exploiting?
And they do it all with this wicked sense of humor.
Oh, yeah. The humor is what makes it work.
It's like they're making us laugh at ourselves.
At our morbid curiosity.
It's genius. You're laughing 1 minute.
Then gasping in horror the next.
Exactly. Based on a true story, it finds this perfect balance.
A perfect balance.
It makes you think, it makes you laugh, it keeps you on the edge of your seat.
And with season 2 coming up,
So soon.
I think the satire is going to be even sharper, the twists even more unexpected.
Really?
Oh, yeah, and the humor even darker.
Okay, I am so ready for this.
Get ready, everyone. It's going to be wild.
Season 2 of Based on a True Story premieres November 21st on Peacock.
Don't miss it.
And now, for those of you who want to go even deeper,
Deeper.
we're going to get into the psychology of these characters.
We're going to dissect their motivations.
Their relationships, their descent into darkness.
This is where it gets really good.
Who knows, we might even figure out who the new killer is.
The possibilities are endless.
Stay tuned for part 2.
Right after the break. Welcome back.
All right, so we left off talking about Ava.
Ava.
What makes her tick? What's really driving her?
It's a tough one.
Is it just ambition?
I mean, part of it, for sure.
Right.
On the surface, she's definitely ambitious.
She wants to succeed.
Tired being overlooked.
Tired of struggling.
She wants recognition.
You can see it in her career, right?
Totally. Being a realtor in LA.
Brutal.
So competitive.
She's definitely frustrated.
But it's more than just that.
More than just ambition.
Yeah, her fascination with true crime, remember?
Right.
It's not just a hobby for her.
What is it then?
It's deeper, like she needs to understand the darkness.
The dark side of human nature.
Exactly, the why.
Why people do these horrible things.
She wants to get inside their heads.
Remember this scene where she's researching the Westside Ripper?
Totally engrossed.
Like she was living it.
Almost like she was part of the investigation.
It's like she's trying to find some kind of control, you know?
Control, yeah.
In a world that feels so chaotic.
The world can feel pretty crazy sometimes.
It can.
So she dives into these true crime stories
Trying to make sense of it all.
to find order in the chaos.
It's heavy stuff.
It is. And then her decision to start the podcast with Matt,
Right, with Matt.
it takes it to a whole other level.
She's not just observing anymore.
Nope, she's getting involved.
Getting way too close.
She wants to understand the mind of a killer.
Maybe she's drawn to danger.
Maybe. There's a thrill-seeking side to her, for sure. Like she needs that adrenaline.
But I think it goes beyond that.
Even deeper.
It's about pushing boundaries, testing limits,
Confronting the darkness.
head on.
She's a complex character.
So complex.
More than just, the ambitious wife.
Way more.
Ava's trying to figure out who she is, where she fits in.
In the world.
The podcast, it's like an escape for her.
From her boring life.
Yeah, her mundane reality.
A chance to experience something exciting, dangerous.
But dangerous in a bad way.
In a very bad way.
She's trading one kind of boredom for another.
But with much higher stakes.
Higher.
Can she handle the consequences?
That's the big question.
Because we saw in season 1 getting too close to the darkness.
It can backfire.
Big time.
Okay, let's talk about Nathan.
Nathan, yeah.
He's always battling his conscience. Trying to do the right thing, but always getting pulled back in.
Into the lies, the deceit.
I'm so conflicted.
The most conflicted character on the show, I think.
He wants to be good.
But he's flawed.
Deeply.
He tries to be the good guy, but
He see the cracks, right.
yeah, like when his own ambition starts to come out.
I think his past has a lot to do with it.
His tennis career.
The one he failed at,
He never reached his full potential.
it messed with him.
And the podcast, it gives him a second chance
A chance at the fame and recognition he always craved.
that he missed out on.
Exactly. And you see him get caught up in it.
At first, he was hesitant,
So hesitant.
but then he starts to enjoy the attention,
He loves it.
the validation,
He's finally good at something.
even if it's based on lies.
It's a messy situation.
And then he's married to Ava, who's even more ambitious than he is.
Doesn't make it any easier, does it?
It's like they're constantly competing.
Trying to one-up each other.
We love each other, I think. Somewhere deep down. But they're always trying to prove something.
To each other, to themselves, to the world.
And then the baby comes along.
The baby changes everything.
You'd think it would ground them, you know?
You would.
Give them some stability.
But it seems to have the opposite effect.
It's
the pressure of being parents.
It pushes them further to the edge.
They're more desperate than ever.
And Matt, he knows how to use that.
Oh, Matt knows.
He's a master
Essentially.
manipulator.
He preys on their weaknesses
He knows how to push their buttons.
to get them to do what he wants.
He's like a puppet master,
Pulling their strings.
leading them further and further down this dark path.
It's scary.
And then the writers, they throw in this curveball.
What's that?
Matt starts dating Ava's sister.
Tori.
Yep. Talk about a tangled web.
It's insane.
It's going to be explosive,
It's Matt's tightening his grip on their lives.
making it impossible to escape.
So going into season 2,
Yeah.
can Nathan break free?
Break free from Matt, from his own ambition. Can he find his moral compass again?
Or will he just keep spiraling?
It's like a classic battle of good versus evil, but
But it's based on a true story. It's never that simple.
never black and white.
You never know who to root for.
And that's what keeps us hooked.
Hooked, for sure.
Okay, let's talk about Matt.
The puppet master himself.
What makes a serial killer tick?
It's the question, isn't it?
What drives a person to do such horrible things?
There's no easy answer.
No easy answer at all.
But with Matt, we see a few things.
Like?
Well, he's intelligent, obviously.
Wicked smart.
Charismatic.
Charming, almost.
But no empathy.
None.
No remorse.
Zero.
Classic psychopath.
Textbook.
He can charm you, manipulate you.
But he feels nothing?
No guilt, no shame.
It's chilling.
It is. And he seems to get pleasure from killing.
So coward.
The control over his victims.
He loves the attention, right?
Oh, the notoriety.
Remember that scene at CrimeCon?
The stunt.
Yeah, he was in his
He's
element.
like loving the spotlight.
Even though it put him at risk.
He's a showman.
The world is his stage.
And the podcast is just a bigger stage for him.
To broadcast his twisted worldview.
It's disturbing, but it's also fascinating.
How he turns murder into entertainment.
It makes you think about our own fascination with true crime.
Why are we so drawn to these stories?
What does it say about us?
Based on a true story,
Mm.
it tackles these questions head on.
It does. It's not just about murder.
It's about humanity.
The choices we make, the consequences.
It's entertaining, but it also makes you think.
a rare combination.
And before we wrap up this section,
Yeah.
we have to talk about the satire.
The satire is brilliant.
It's what elevates the show, what makes it more than just a thriller.
There's so much more.
It's a commentary on our obsession with true crime.
And how the media feeds that obsession.
It's like the show is holding up a mirror to society.
Saying, look at yourself.
This is what you're watching.
This is what you find entertaining.
It's a powerful message.
And it doesn't shy away from the ethical questions either.
No, it goes right for them.
Is it okay to profit from real-life tragedies
Where do we draw the line?
between reporting and exploiting?
And they do it all with this dark humor.
The humor makes it work.
It's like they're making us laugh at ourselves.
At our own morbid curiosity,
It's genius.
laughing 1 minute, horrified the next.
Based on a true story, it finds this perfect balance.
Perfect
It
balance.
makes you think, it makes you laugh, it keeps you on the edge of your seat.
And season 2,
That'd be even better.
the satire, the twists, the humor, even darker.
Okay, I am so ready.
Season 2, November 21st on Peacock.
Don't miss it.
And now, for those of you who want to go even deeper,
Deeper?
we're going to dive into some fan theories.
Fan theories.
The fans have come up with some crazy stuff.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll explore those theories and try to predict what's in store for season 2.
Okay, so fan theories.
Fans, they've been busy.
They have coming up with all sorts of ideas about season 2.
Some are pretty wild.
Like, remember how we were talking about Ava?
Ava, yeah.
What if she's the mastermind?
Whoa, okay.
Right.
Ugh.
Like, what if she's been manipulating everyone all along?
That would be a twist.
It would fit with the whole, appearances can be deceiving thing.
For sure, it would turn the whole true crime wife trope on its head.
Totally. Instead of being the innocent bystander.
She's the one pulling the strings.
Exactly. Imagine, like, we see her playing the supportive wife.
But secretly, she's orchestrating everything.
That would be so good.
So good. So twisted.
And what if Nathan starts to suspect her?
Oh, man.
Like, he notices she's not being truthful.
Little inconsistencies in her stories.
Yeah. And he's torn between loving her and thinking she's capable of something awful.
The dramatic irony would be amazing.
They're trying to solve these new murders, but she's the one behind them.
Mind-blowing, right?
Totally. And it would keep everyone guessing until the very end.
Who can you trust?
Nobody. Okay, here's another one.
Hit me.
What if Matt isn't actually dead?
Oh, the fake death theory.
Right. I mean, come on, it's Matt.
Master manipulator.
Exactly. He could have totally staged his disappearance.
Made everyone think he's gone.
While he's off somewhere, living a new life, maybe even still killing.
The ultimate betrayal.
Ava and Nathan would be left to deal with the fallout.
And constantly looking over their shoulder.
Haunted by their path.
Unable to escape the consequences.
That would be intense.
And think about it. It could set up future seasons.
Oh, yeah.
They become amateur detectives trying to track Matt down while raising their baby.
It would be like crime drama meets psychological thriller meets dark comedy.
The possibilities are endless.
Okay, ready for a really wild one?
Lay on me.
What if the new killer is the baby?
The baby.
The baby.
Okay, that's out there.
I know, it's crazy, but imagine it.
I'm trying
This
to...
innocent little baby
with a sinister secret.
orchestrating murders.
Well, everyone's oblivious.
It would be like a satire of those soap operas where the baby is evil.
Right, those over-the-top, dramatic reveals.
It would be so campy, so outrageous.
It's also kind of brilliant.
Exactly. Like, it plays into the show's self-awareness, how it makes fun of thriller tropes.
It would definitely keep people guessing.
Okay, so those are some fan theories, but the big question is,
Yeah.
what does based on a true story really say about us?
About our obsession with true crime.
It makes fun of it.
Definitely satirizes it.
Like, we can't get enough of these stories.
Violence, depravity.
We're drawn to the drama, the
We
suspense,
want to understand the darkness.
but it also makes us think about the ethics of it all
Are we exploiting real-life tragedies?
for entertainment.
Where's the line?
Between reporting on a crime and profiting from it.
And what about the media?
Are they giving us the whole
Or
story
just a sensationalized version?
to play on our fears?
And prejudices.
Like the show is holding up a mirror.
Taking us look at ourselves.
Examine our own role in all of this.
It's a powerful message.
One that I think really resonates with people.
For sure.
So, as we get ready for season 2,
Yeah.
keep these questions in mind.
Think about the themes, the ambition, the morality, the blurred lines between reality and entertainment.
And don't forget the humor,
The dark humor.
because even in the darkest of stories, there's always room for a little laughter.
Season 2 of Based on a True Story premieres November 21st on Peacock.
Don't miss it.